Hi friends, today we are going to start a new subject which is science, which is physics. And in physics, we are going to learn a new topic. What are the tissues for making easier to learn the neurological disorders. Firstly, you know that for learning the grammar, we also make videos on basics by hard concept and low concept, so that is making more easier to understand my topic. So in neurological disorders there is no easy way to understand, so that's why I have started a new topic about physics. So we are learning today tissues plays so many big role in our neurological system and our body. Firstly, what are the tissues? What are the tissues? They are not and normal cleaning tissues. They are formed in our body, and they are there are so many types of tissues like epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscle tissues, nerve tissues, and last one, cranial tissues. epithelial tissues has epithelial tissue has two types. First is flat one and stratified one. Flat flat tissues are formed in our lungs and blood vessels because they need oxygen to breathe to make they need blood vessels because they need oxygen, food, and nutrients in it. And for explaining it, let's make an example like if we have take one capillary tube and roll with flat tissue. You can see there. Wait, let me paste one picture here. Paste from I'm pasting a picture to understand and make it more clear and easy. I have brought one picture here. This one. You can see here there are so many types of tissues there that we are going to cover up in our video. So firstly, you can see here the tissue which I have told you, epithelial tissues, and epithelial tissues are flat surface. You can see here epithelial tissues. It has formed here, and hands and legs, and in and bones, and in lungs, because the epithelial tissue has. And in you can I will give you one example for epithelial tissues. If you can't understand its surface, you can imagine the wait you can imagine wait let me do properly this. You can imagine that the snake has skin which is scalpy type, and fish also, and it makes stuffs doesn't enter, but in human body, the flat surface tissue is too used by the for the diffusion means, it is easy tissue. It is easy to get entered in our body, and it makes exhale also easy in our body, because blood vessels needs foods, nutrients, impurities, which are powerful impurities, protein impurities, and lungs also need oxygen for inhaling and exhaling. It is good tissues for that too, so that from that the air can enter easily in lungs and exhale out easily from the lungs. So I guess you have understand our first one, which is epithelial tissues. Now let's move to another one, which is connective tissues. Connective tissues are hairy type, means they has one flat surface. I will explain you here. They has flat surface. On that flat surface, they has hairy type materials. Hairy type materials, because if we enter, it causes in our, it can found in our windpipe, means if we allow something from they if we allow something like, imagine this tissue is standing in straight position like this, and if we put something like this, if we eat something, the hair will move move up to here, because the thing is pushing them downwards, and they make is more easier to get swallowed in. And if we doesn't have this hair type of tissue, the food can be get stuck in our windpipes, and we can't swallow easily it, because of that we has connective tissues in our body. The next one is nervous tissue, which is formed in our brain. Top one, mm, top of the BMP, means the blood brain barrier. Firstly, the nervous tissues are small types and made up of the stratified tissue, which doesn't makes to enter in our body, and it is so stuff and to enter the in there. And after the nervous tissues, we has BMB, means blood brain barriers, which are made up of the nerves, fat nerves, and blood, which stops to entering viruses, bacteria, small particles, impurities, waste impurities to enter in our brain. And then we have cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are the muscles which are present in our top of the heart, which is the surface of the heart. Means heart needs blood to pump. That's why the cardiac muscles is fat in layering. Fat means they are full of this much layering. This much layering means they has 2 to 4 centimeters of the layering, and the layer has flat types. Means we have learned in epithelial tissues that flat surface has that means the one flat tissue is equals to 4. Means one four tissues, four types of flat tissues are used in making the cardiac muscle tissues, and they can be found in our heart. Then we have smooth muscle tissues, which we can be found in large intestine and small intestine to get more allowed, and they are also made up of the hairy particles like the connective tissues. I hope you understand my today's video. If you understand, give a thumbs up and like. Let's meet to in next video. Bye bye.